I wanted to spend a few minutes to introduce you to your Bio 113 class. So when you click on this, you should see something like this show up. This is the preview version, so I don't know what exactly you see that's different from me, but something like this is what you should be seeing. Um, this is the first time I'm teaching Ultra, so I'm learning just like you guys are. Um, there were in the course shell they gave me with they had a lot of additional materials that were kind of cluttering up the space. I shoved all those helpful resources into this helpful resources thing right here. So if you click on here, it contains all the tutoring link. So if you need tutoring, a quick introduction to Blackboard, or if you have to ask general questions about the class, you find all of that in here. I shoved it in here because it just seemed way too cluttered, and the meat of the course was just way too far down below. Um, so the first thing you should start here. Click on course overview and just click on this. And this says content isn't available. That's just because I want you to have the ability to go through it by going through the pages rather than having to go back each time. So if I make it like that, then you can read through the syllabus and then click on to the right here to the course instructor. And you can just click through it. You don't actually have to do anything on each of the pages in order to get there. Um, but first, you should be looking at the syllabus. So click on this link. It'll bring up a folder that contains the syllabus, and then you just click on the syllabus, and the syllabus will open right up. Download it to your local computer because you may need it later. Um, and it's got all the all the syllabus information in it. Let's go back to the content real quick. So then the next is the course instructor. This is me. I'm introducing myself here, tell you how to get a hold of me. Um, then this particular video, it's unavailable because I'm recording it as we speak. Um, and then after that, you've got helpful guides, how to get through Ultra, academic resources, technology resources. Oops, hang on, scroll you through there. Technology resources, important dates, accommodations if you need that kind of thing. You can get Office for free as a BCTC student. If you have any troubles, tech tips. So just got to scroll all the way down to make sure that you've seen them all. Tells you something about the Blackboard app, Netiquette. And then you got to click on here to get back to where you were to start with. And the next thing you've got to do is the syllabus quiz. So now you can access all these things individually. Um, but I really prefer just being able to scroll through rather than having to go back each time and look at it again. Okay, then you're going to do the syllabus quiz. And I'm going to make a second video. So for the syllabus quiz, you're just going to click on this. It tells you the due date. It tells you the how many attempts, the number of maximum number of points, and you can just view this assessment and then take the assessment. Click on here to close it out. The other things on this page I wanted to point out to you is the calendar. You've got a day and a month view. It tells you when things are due. Discussion boards, here's where you can ask general questions about the board, about the class, and there will probably be other boards that are going to be showing up here. The grade book, I use the grade book um, to keep myself to make sure that I don't miss any assignments. So all the assignments should be in order, but But the way Ultra is, I actually think it's easy to miss an assignment. So after you think you've completed all the assignments, go into the gradebook and see if you've done them all that have a due date that's prior to today. Um, it won't let you, Ultra will not let you attempt an exam, a quiz, when you haven't looked at the materials that you need to review before taking the quiz. And that sort of makes sense, right? Because you really should be looking at the syllabus before you take the syllabus quiz, looking at the lecture before you take the lecture quiz, and looking at the handout set before the question set before you take the question set quiz. So these things sort of make sense. Anytime you click on, and then you've got messages where you can send me messages. In previous Blackboard iterations, I was not a fan of the messages. We'll see how this one goes. Um, and then that takes us back to the content, which is where the meat of the course is. So I hope this was helpful to try to get your way. Oh, one more thing. Announcements here. I'm going to use announcements a lot. You're going to get an announcement every week about with what you're supposed to do, what we're covering, that kind of thing. So um, you wanna check the announcements. You click on that to see the archive. I think if there's a new one, it'll show up right away on the front. I think I'm not 100% sure about that. I'm hoping it does. And That's it as an overview. If you've got any questions after watching this, go into helpful resources, go to the questions board, and ask your questions there. Make sure that whenever you ask questions, you ask detailed questions. Because remember, I'm not sitting with you watching over your shoulder. You can't point at the screen and say, this is not working for me. You're going to have to be a whole lot more descriptive. But yeah, I hope this is helpful, and I look forward to having you in class.